Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Tuan channel. And today I have Kevin, Jeffrey coming back with me today. And we had a few different topics to discuss today. Kevin, what do we want to discuss today?
So a couple of things. So the border crisis, which is getting ready to get worse, and also Obama at the White House. So that's going to be interesting. Did you see the film? We'll talk about it. So the border crisis, Title 42, if you haven't heard of it, is a provision that President Trump put in place to prevent a run toward the border in the way that you've seen it. We've already had problems. I think they said over 160 something thousand people came to the border in the month of February alone, and 74,000 people were allowed to go through. And so the president is advocating removing these restrictions and allowing even more people to pour across the border. The estimates up to this point is that over 1 million people in the last 2 years have come across the border. Yet in Ukraine, they're fighting for the border of Ukraine. What about it, Tuan?
It's the whole time about the border when Biden administration in the office is a joke for me because if you remember back to when Bill Clinton's the president, he want to put a border. He cannot make it happen. Obama want to put a border there. Obama put a shelf, to block people up, and they now when President Trump put a border and successfully put a border and they want to remove it. So and more interesting is everything that they has been done recently is a joke for not only for American people but for entire world because in American we want to secure our border and then now we have a chance to secure our border and we have to remove it and then in Ukraine we spend like how much money like
64
billion
billion
dollar
to Ukraine.
to Ukraine
Yes.
to secure somebody else border and then leave our borders open is not fair for American US tax dollars.
So
This
for somebody running for Congress, that what would you say is the implications of this? I mean, why should the average American care about this?
well the border is not only to prevent like people cross the border for secure for safety for law enforcement to have a better system to take care of the border but it also reduce the big concern about the border is a human traffic drug criminal that is more than allow other people to America because American is we open for immigrant. I mean, otherwise I won't be here. I
Right.
mean, period. I won't be here if American don't want an immigrant.
So that's the confusion. People try to make it just a matter of, oh, you're against immigrants, but
Yeah,
obviously,
but they have to come into the U.S. legally because everybody have to be in a system. Especially country in America, they have more opportunity to come to the U.S. than country in other around the world because if they apply and they can to the work visa or school or education or different program they have so many program out there and especially right now I mean not right only right now but the whole entire time that they can always apply for working visa or they come here for education and then get a job here and stuff like that we want people to help American to grow not to create problem.
do you think most of the people coming across the border are dependent on America? Are they enhancing America? What's happening in your
So when if I'm talking you talking about illegal one or
illegals?
illegal one. So illegal one, there's some people yes they want to leave the country for many different reasons for communism from Venezuela. If there are people who live in. Second is economic, and third is the mafia. They want to deliver drug into the border. So let forget about people who come illegally with intent of make money for living or politics. But that two reason they can apply to the system. For politic matter, American, if you are somebody who in a politic matter, U.S. government will help them, and NATO will help them. Like other country will help them if the people who really have politic matter, and they will try to do whatever they can. But you can apply for it, and people who come for economic, they can apply for work visa. The people who cross the border, other than that, is people who deliver drug, human traffic, children, because they want to bring the children here so they can use the children to work for them when they were little. They bring a woman here because it's a human traffic for prostitutes and all that stuff. They bring all the men here because they can bring drug and all the stuff like that.
So
You know,
what would be your solution now? A couple of the solutions, the Texas governor is putting a lot of illegals on buses and shipping them to Washington, D.C. Governor DeSantis has said that he's going to do the same here.
I
So,
agree. I mean, that's a good job. I glad that they do that. Yeah, if this is Florida, we have to make sure that Florida is safe. But if I'm running for Congress, I want Americans to be safe. Yes, for a Floridian, I want Texas and Florida to ship it to DC. So hey, but at the Congress candidate, I really don't want to ship people around the U.S. because it create more criminal in one place, and it's unfair for people who live there. I don't want the buses going to the DC as a candidate at a congressman if I win. But it's not fair for the Florida. We have a peace and nice environment here, and then now we don't know what we have. We don't know what they come in for. And really, one of the things is I don't want people stand on the corner of intersection on different street on the intersection, and asking for money and stuff like that. You never know, those people is illegal immigrant, maybe illegal immigrant too, because we don't know anybody. We cannot control that right now. So that's why I really don't want at the candidate, I don't want to ship the people to different state to create a problem. But at a Floridian, yeah, go ahead and send them
just
to.
still. So I believe there's a lot of fentanyl. The Chinese are sending people across with a lot of fentanyl, and that's why the fentanyl problem is
Yeah, yeah.
increasing. You believe that?
China has it's been sending people here all the time in a container, in a shipping container. In They send it to New York and especially Los Angeles, on shipping container. So China, and is in fact is I'm not making this up. You can go back and look on local news and different media and FBI investigation and all that, National Guard, all that stuff. Yeah, they send illegal immigrant here in the shipping container. Like what I say, first we have to think of American first. America first. We have to think America first. So when we think American first, we have to make sure a job in America. We have to increase manufacture. We have to increase a job and opportunity. So when we have job and opportunity, that is where immigrant can come in to do work. Because if we have more job than a population, and then now it's a good chance for the immigrant to come in legally work. And when they work, we have a visa system. They can apply for a 1 year visa to work on it to see how they will test them out. If they do good, we qualify for them for another 5 or 6 years, something like that. And then when they get a 5 6 year, they can apply for 10 years and then permanent. And when a 10 year and permanent visa, green card, they can apply for U.S. citizen by paying a tax and all stuff like that. So
But a lot of people think that's the long way around. And the question is that a lot of Americans believe that the people are being brought across the border, and that it's going to result in cheap labor, and it's going to undermine the job of Americans. What do you think?
see, cheap labor as an individual, but it doesn't cheap labor as American corporation. Because if you individual, yeah, you want to dig a hole and stuff like that, you pay a guy $50, you can do the same thing, your neighbor or your friend and stuff like that too. But at a corporation, they have to go through the system anyway. They have to show the tax dollar. So that's is excuse. That's an excuse for a lot of people who want to use illegal immigrant. If I want to, for my house personally, if I want to dig a hole in the back to put a tree, I can call my neighbor. Hey, can you come over, dig a hole for me? Hey, give them $50, $100, whatever, for them to get whatever. That is something real quick. You can, instead of that, then you don't have a neighbor. You can go to like people use as excuse to go to Home Depot to get the illegal immigrant who stand on in the parking. They just use that as an excuse. But put a tree, $50 or $100, you can call a lawn services. They charge a 150, but you get the guarantee. You get licenses. You have, your stuff is taken care. Even 200 or 250, it's your stuff has been taken care properly. You don't want anything damaged, because the different language communication is a challenge too. So if you get somebody illegal immigrant and you cannot speak the language, you say, hey, can you dig this hole? They make two hole like that. There's other stuff like that too. Is they just use that as a reason, a skill to bring illegal immigrant in for cheap and stuff like that. But
And that's been proven in the past that a lot of the people that's even came out
but and
against it.
now, yeah, and now this is the cost of problem too. Now the cost of the problem is create a problem for American unfair labor rate. So I have to say the side of the person who want a cheap labor, and now I'm talking about the other opposites of now is create a labor problem. I pay the tax. I live here, I pay the tax for school, for education, for school, for street, for you name it, I pay tax for everything. It's not fair that I get paid to do the job, and then I have to pay the tax, 30, 40, 50% tax. Look at this. I have to pay sales tax. I have to pay when I buy stuff. I have to pay tax. I
Right.
have to pay, all different tax. My house have the tax too. Everything have tax. So it's not fair for American worker. So what I say earlier, for people who don't want to work and then who just want to get in cash there. Okay, that part done. Now the part is unfair that the people who working class and then they really want to grow, they want an opportunity. It's unfair for them because now the tax dollar is not enough for use for school, for education, for for you name it, for your area, for your town, for your district, whatever. I don't want that illegal immigrant to come to take the job of American that we working hard for it.
And
And
most of the people who are immigrants have said that they're not. I mean, legal immigrants are totally against illegal
yeah, yeah.
immigration.
That's why I say. I'm against of illegal immigrant. Period, because I work hard for everything, and I care for this country too. And now, when I don't want my employees or anybody that I know, my family, work hard, pay for the tax, and then the illegal, they just get all the cash. If you say it's cheaper, it's not really, because because if I get paid before after the tax, and before, forget about before the tax. So if I have a labor working, if I get paid $10 for a minimum wage, maybe they pay illegal $7 or something like that. But the thing is, they put risk into their business of using illegal immigrant, and then on top of that, the fine that they have to deal with is more than what they have to deal with for legal immigrant. It's way more, and you create a problem for your business too, because it end up create a big hole that you are not do your tax properly, and then you not pay the way legally, because the minimum wage is minimum wage. Now you have two problem. You don't declare the tax for the government that you pay for the person, and another problem is you pay people under minimum wage for the state law. You get a fed law and the state law, and then even you pay $7 is a fed law too, because fed law is have it's a little bit slightly a little bit lower, but still, and that is cost you a lot more problem than you just hire people. And because if you are really want to do a business, it's everything come out the same thing. Because for example, if you want to sell a bottle of water, and you have to add the labor and the tax and everything on it before you sell the product out, so everything is on it already. So that's why when a business, if they legitimate and they do it right, they shouldn't hire any illegal. But there are people doesn't care, stuff like that. As a suggestion, hire illegal people, stuff like that. But yes, it's a problem, and I don't support illegal immigrant. Doesn't matter. Whatever is it happen?
So this is going to be a big topic, and we'll have to come back to this again in the
Yeah, yeah,
future.
yeah.
So we got one more thing, then we got 4 minutes to deal with it. The White House the other day. So President Obama appears at the White House. Some crazy shenanigans went on there. I mean, everyone's crowding around Obama like he's the president, and Biden's just wandering aimlessly around looking. Did you see that? And what do you think about that?
you know, can I say that or not? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I think it's Obama has been involved from the day one during the election.
So you think he's in the basement with an earpiece?
It could be. Well, you know what? The best way to find out is let me win the Congress seat, so I can go in and I can tell more, because you never know. But I think, in my personal opinion, it could be Obama was there the whole time. Maybe they can use an advisor. They don't want to name. They don't want to tell. They don't want to. They don't want to tell people that he run behind. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just my opinion. But even though if he run behind, then they can title him as advisor. They can get away with it. Who know? But
So, if you look at the incoherency that Biden displayed on the other day, it's obvious that he's not running the country. It doesn't appear that he's running. Who's running the country? I mean, this guy looks like he has dementia. Who's running the country?
I think, like what I say in my opinion, like the people who put Biden there is run the country, including Obama is might be run the country too. I'm not sure. I cannot verify that, but that's my opinion, because look at all the policy. It's very similar to Biden policy. They don't have that much different, except for the Green New Deal. But the Green New Deal is crappy. It's not going to work, because wait, let me go in there, because I done so much on environmental work, so I know what to do for environmental. But anyway, I think Obama, more or less, he's behind that too. I think, and there's some Obama, administration personnel might be in there too. So why not? He just stay behind the door. Now he just stand in front of the door. That's all.
They counted how many times he used I, and it was like 33.
All right.
He talked about himself quite a bit. So
Yeah.
maybe you're right.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, never know. But I will find out to see what happened there, if I'm honored to be selected in the office, because if it's really that what Obama there is so wrong for American, because for me, we have to audit the voting system, and that's why it's one of my expertise is cybersecurity. We have to see what's going on in the system. Republican need me to be elected for that position, to see what's going on, because nobody do better than a guy who in the position had the knowledge of cybersecurity. And then when I'm there, we'll find out more the problem, and then I can answer your question too.
Yeah.
If really Obama is behind run the show, but in fact, I mean, if Joe Biden tell the public as Obama is advisor, what can we do? I mean, he can select anybody for his advisor, but for sure, I mean, look like not only advisor but more than that, because advisor don't have that kind of appearances in the office. But we'll find out what's going on later. Yeah. So.
We're going to have to tap into your cybersecurity expert background as we go into the future, because there's more and more information coming out on this 2020 election
Oh yeah.
by the droves now.
Yeah.
So
So
we'll talk about it.
cybersecurity is big deal right now. For the U.S. You name it, every area. I had done a lot of networking, IT, cybersecurity engineer, reverse engineer. Sometimes they call white hat. So whatever. And then back hat, black hat is different. They have gray hat, and white hat, but because we do it for the job, and we reverse engineer for job. So if an engineer have a capability to reverse engineer, that I had a capability to reverse the technology to see what's going on, to find out what's going on. And then because of that, I want American is safer. That's why I want American safe first, because we had a lot of people take advantage of the product is made in China, and they can snip different information in there we don't know. I keep mentioning your surveillance camera. China is watching you, but some. Oh, I want to talk about that next time
Okay.
about surveillance camera. There's one surveillance camera that you don't want to buy, but I will talk about this next time. I will get some experiments about that, and I will test them too, and I will discuss on here later with more information. But surveillance camera, you have to be careful too. You don't want to buy the surveillance camera. Um, of course, I mean everything is made in China now, but try to use Taiwanese brand at least for right now. Um, Still safer. Um, Try to stay away from Hikvision because Hikvision is a China brand. Um, you don't want to do that, and stay away from that. But you know, the best way for us right now is select me in the office and other people who thinking of American first in the office, and then we will fight for this, and then yeah,
What's
from I'm sorry.
right? What was your website again? If
Oh
someone
yeah,
wanted to find it.
so let me before I send my website. So um, um, please support. Go into my when you watch my channel right now, please subscribe us, and then follow us because it's very important to share my information to everybody because I want people to know what's going on, what we are doing, what we're dealing with. And we want to use our YouTube channel to send the message out to everybody. So subscribe us and share to your friends, share to everybody. And then on top of that, in order for you to support me to get in the office, it's going to my website, Tuan for Congress, and put some donation because we need your money to get into to win the house back. If we don't win a house, the border in America will be closed. I mean, will be shut down, and the border in Ukraine will be put up. So we don't want to open border and in America and close border in Ukraine. Um, it's not too late now. We have we still have time for this. So this election is very important, and stand behind us for this election because we want American to have secure border and safe border, and then we have a safer a country because we aren't safe anymore. Again, thank you for follow us, and I hope you have a great day.